Hi, welcome to the Man in Christ podcast. All right, so here's another episode. We'll be dealing so much about family. We started an episode on fatherhood and broken families, the roles of fathers, and what they are to do in the family. So here's another episode, and we have an amazing guest in the studio who will be doing so much on this particular topic, and he's no other person than Mr. Samson Sule. Thank you very much, sir.
Woo!
Thank
Thank
you
you so
very,
much for bringing me here,
thank you very much, sir.
and uh,
It's
and your podcast has been a blessing to many generations,
Thank you very
and we
much, sir.
believe this will go more in every
Amen.
aspect. Yes,
Amen.
thank you so much for making me a guest. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much, sir. All right, so we'll dive in straight. One question, first question I want to
Yes, sir.
ask, in because we've seen that now world is becoming more individualistic, and so many people, like say, both the ladies don't even wish to even get some people they don't want to even have children and all that.
Hmm.
So, what is becoming more individualistic? People are thinking about themselves
Yeah.
and all that. What do you think? What do you think a family is to you, and why is it that important
Hmm.
in the society?
So thank you so much. One of the first thing about what you said about individualism is an ideology.
Mm,
It wasn't so from the beginning. It wasn't so. You are supposed to know yourself. And in knowing yourself, you are supposed to bring yourself to a family.
mm,
God intended, God intended for this earth to be populated by families.
mm.
That's why when He created man, out of man, He brought out a woman.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
would have left the woman in a man. Hear this. He created them, male and female, in a man called Adam. And out of Adam, he took a rib and brought a
A
woman.
human.
And it was Adam that said, "This is the bone of my bone.
Yeah.
This is from you shall all the nation, from you shall all this thing be." So
Mm,
it is important to understand that the intention of God is family.
mm,
If you read Malachi, God also said, "I love godly children. I love a family." So this individualistic
mm,
ideology
mm.
just came in these recent years. A lot of people want to divert or perverse what is original.
God's plan. Yes.
Yeah, God's plan or the origin. Many of us were brought up in a family.
Yes.
No
Yes.
family is perfect. And I need to make that statement. Every family had something to work on, father, mother,
Very true.
but it is a child that grows up in a family and a child that grows up in a one parent home that is a total difference.
Hmm.
So if people are driving on individualism, like I believe, let me answer this in a way. I believe that everyone must know themselves. Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5 says, "Before you were formed, I knew you.
I knew. Yes.
Before you came out from your mother canal, I've ordained you.
Mhm.
I've called you, I've ordained you, and I've set you apart for an assignment." You're supposed to know who you are
Mm.
before you enter into a family, before you even enter into a relationship. But now many people don't know who they are. They just follow the word individualism. I want to be myself. I want to do what I want to do. But what you want to do, is it what you were created, what you were born, what you are
Mm.
assigned? I don't know if it
So
answers
many
your
people don't even know what they are signed for.
yes. 99% of the youth and those who are married, they enter marriage because of what they see. They have not yet sit down and discovered their purpose.
Mm.
Until you know who you are, you can't be able to help someone else.
Wow.
Remember, a wife is a helpmate.
To the
If
man.
she doesn't know who she is, she'll feel that the man is dominating. If she doesn't
Mm.
know her role, she'll feel that she's being suppressed. Some people think marriage is suppression.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
their
Yes.
mindset.
Yes. Yes.
It's because they don't understand what is the role and what is the person's assignment.
All right. So you talked about
Yeah.
God's plan.
Yes, sir.
So in God's kingdom agenda,
Yes, sir.
what is the role of a family?
The role of the family is everything. Even Jesus is getting married to a bride.
Wow. Wow. Yes.
Jesus is
Yeah.
coming for his what?
He's right. Yeah.
We're not yet married. The
Mm.
church is the bride of Christ.
Mm.
So if you ask me what is the role of family in God's agenda, is everything. Why is God called a father? A father is not a male figure. You know, yeah, people say it, but it is a person who has responsibility
Responsibility, yeah. More responsibility
in
than possession.
a family. Even our father. That's why some people have mystic that there must be a woman somewhere that God has. They have this ideology. But I'm saying that in
Mm.
this question you ask, the role of God's family in God's
Mm-hmm.
plan is everything. Because from the beginning, God, even in the bird kingdom, there's a male and a female, and they get together and populate.
Yeah.
Even in the animal kingdom, everything he made them. If it wasn't so, he wouldn't have made a male and a female.
Yeah.
And the intention is for them to be together before procreating. You have to get it. You have to be together in a covenant relationship, which is marriage, then you reproduce. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
God's plan or God's what is the role of family in God's plan? It is his total plan. Remember, when Christ came to take the church, which is his bride, we live together with Christ. The church is not a person. The church is the collectiveness or the collection of all believers.
Mm.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
looking at I remember the scripture, I think that's Psalm chapter 69,
Yeah.
68 verse 6, where it says he has placed everyone
Solitude.
in families.
Yeah.
So
Solitude in family.
so in families.
Yes, sir.
So God's plan I think is for everybody to be in a family.
Yes.
Yeah, so how does that now affect the society? Now we have families. We know that every nation it comes out. Every one comes out from a family.
Yes.
Every leader. How you know how a nation with their direction is to look at the families in those
Unit.
nations.
Yeah.
See how they behave there because out of those families, leaders comes out from there
Correct.
that will represent the nation.
Yeah.
So now, what is the role of those families
In the
playing in
nation.
society?
So
Yes,
one of the things I want to make clear is family is God's plan
yes,
for his humanity. In a nation, family is also important because in a nation, they count nation as the male, the female, and out of them, those who are responsible. Because when you get when in a nation when you're not married, there's certain responsibility that will not be given to you.
mm,
There's some accolades. If you see a girl walking and she's not married, people can do. But a married person, you can't use those vulgar word or those things. Hey, come here. So in the nation, family is important.
yeah,
Why? Let me give you. I have. I'm currently living in South Africa, and if you look at the South African life, I have lived there for more than decades now, and I've come to realize that when there was appetite, they had intention to destroy the family unit. They took the male, the fathers, and put them in another city, and left the
mm,
women there, and only gave them a few weeks to just come home, a year, and go back. What do you think? The man will have a family here, and will also have a family
family
what
there.
there.
Yes, yes,
So so many people have siblings they're not aware of.
mm,
So and that society, God is now building it to make it to be together. Not everyone is raised up in a two-parent home. We must admit it.
yes, of
I
course.
think I think I think let's start with not everyone is made up, but I'm not saying you won't be successful if you're raised up with one parent home. I was raised up in a one parent home. But one thing I understood is that God brought fathers to me in my journey of life. They
Mm,
may not be the husband to my mother.
yeah, yeah,
God
yeah.
placed solitude in family. It was a teacher that took me as a son and raised me up. Because his interest, it was like a father, I want you to become a better man. It was a church leader in a church. I was in a youth that saw me and groomed me. So the purpose of family in a society is very vital. We must not follow the ideology of singleness.
Mm,
We must not follow the ideology of I can do it all by myself. One thing I've learned is loneliness is funny when you're young, but when you get older, you will feel the heat.
mm,
When you get older, no one calls you, no one greets you, no one even checks on you. You find out that even the walls are going to haunt you. Yes,
Wow. So you talked about single parenting,
yes,
and
yeah.
I want us to dive a little bit into
Excellent,
that.
excellent.
We've from statistics we've noticed that children who were raised, especially in absent
Fatherhood.
fatherhood,
Yeah.
or maybe where the father is no more alive, we've seen that most children, according to statistics,
Correct.
raised in such homes, they turn out not to be all that good in the society. You see, the ladies, they go wayward. The
Okay.
guys also, because of that fatherhood, that figure that was to direct them, they were not wasn't there to put them in order. So for someone now watching this
Yeah.
and is in that same society, what in that
Same situation.
situation, yes, what would you
Advice.
advise?
Okay. So according to statistics, most men in prison currently is they were brought up in single parenthood.
Hmm.
In statistics, I was in Delta State. I was in Sapele. I went to the prison. I went to preach there, and I went to the juvenile. Juvenile is a prison where younger people below the age of 19. I don't know if you have it in
Wow.
Abuja. Yeah, they have it in the state. They should have it here. You'll be amazed of the people in there. And these crimes are not petty crimes. We're talking about murder. Seriously. So beside all this, I believe it's, it is the responsibility of who is available to step into the shoe of a father. You see, fatherhood is a role, it's not a person.
Mm.
I think let me repeat that.
Yeah.
Fatherhood is a role of nurturing, discipline, building, raising a person to become who they are supposed to be. Like I said, I grew up in a one parent home. My mom was a disciplinarian. My mom was no, I would have turned her bad.
Mm.
I would have turned her. I'm speaking from my own. My mother discipline. Yeah, she got married at the age of 50 later on. Yeah, well,
Mm.
if you're here, you're not married. Don't worry, 50, you can still get married. If God has, she got married and God settled her. But I grew up in that. So what my mother did, she was raising two boys,
Mm.
my brother and myself. So what she did is that she made it clear to us at the beginning, your father is not here.
Yeah.
Then the next person that you must be responsible to is me. I think many ladies are chasing after money and not looking at the well-being of their children. I think we need to play
Mm.
this role because many people now everything is about what can my children eat, but what about the well-being of your children? I thank God my mother had a job then and she was able to do several other jobs to make sure we're okay. But when she's not able to provide, she make it clear. We knew my mother's salary. We knew the limit to what we could ask.
Ask for.
We asked for. So if you grew up in a home where your mother is transparent, a father is what brought transparency. Child, I'm not able to buy you the biscuit today. I'll buy it some other time. He's firm with his decision. Then you learn that it's not everything. Like I train my daughter, it's not everything you ask for you get in life.
Mm.
It's what you work for you get in life. And you cannot put your expectation on someone else's income. That's what people don't understand. So I'm bringing it now. In our society, some people may grow up in a single parenthood, whether it's the male or whether it's the female. But fatherhood is not a person, it's a responsibility. Whether it's the mother that is there, I turn out better than many people who grew up in a two parents home because my mom took a role as a father.
Mm.
She said, over my watch will our children lack clothes. Over my watch should my children lack care. Over her watch should my children lack basic amenities at that time. I don't know what is obtainable now. We weren't allowed to have iPhone those days in the 80s. So, so
Okay. Yes,
I don't know
ma'am.
what people are requesting of their parents now. So she stood, and when she makes a decision, she always says, "I'm doing this thing for your benefit. You may not like it now, but how many parents, single parents, have time to talk to their children?"
I feel women, not just women,
Yeah, single parenting.
single parenting, but also both men and women. I think we are not really prepared for unexpected things that might happen in marriage. People just go into marriage and not prepared for anything that might come
You,
up.
you, you see, you've used the right word. How many people enter marriage in preparedness?
They just look at the positive and not.
Not even the positive. As long as we have money now, we're okay. But marriage will expose some things that you don't know about yourself.
Hmm.
Remember, let's give it a scenario. You are a single guy, you stayed alone, you put your shoe in a certain place. Let me give you an instance. When I got married,
Yeah.
amazingly, I came home one day and the same place I used to put my shoes. My wife says, "Guys, not wearing the shoes." But this is my house.
Yes. Yeah. I used to have the same thing.
So she came and we fought because adjustment. I have to adjust.
Yes.
Not everyone who entered into marriage in preparedness.
Hmm.
I think the church, the society, they used to prepare people for marriage. In some culture, in Zimbabwe culture, they prepare. In South Africa culture, they prepare. In Igbo land, they used to take the women aside and tell them how to take care of a man and what to do and what. I don't know. That culture
Is
is no longer,
beginning to fade off.
it has faded because of the society on the social media we are following. So the first thing everybody should do is, if you ask a girl, why do you want to get married?
Yes.
You'll be amazed the answer they will give you. Marriage is not for comfort. I always tell
Hmm.
people, marriage is two imperfect people.
Wow.
You see, a lot of people enter marriage because of what they could get.
Hmm.
So if marriage is for comfort, then the poor people.
Shouldn't get married.
That's what it means. Like today in our word, when I use the word marriage not for comfort, marriage is in two imperfect people
Yeah.
coming together on the platform of God's mercy
Yeah.
to build a family. So a lot of people don't understand that it is two imperfect people. That means there may be rift,
Yeah.
there may be argument, but if you know you yourself who is coming in, it's not you're not perfect. You see it. Many years ago, the Spirit of the Lord told me something, and I think I need to say to people on this platform. Marriage is based on faith.
Hmm.
Let me repeat. Marriage is based on faith. What is faith? You met a girl and she said, I like you. She said, I like you. And she likes you too. And she says, I will do you good. You're standing on what she has said.
Hmm.
Even on the altar, they'll say what you,
Yes.
I will be faithful to you. What are those? Those are words you are hearing and you're holding on to.
Onto it. Yeah.
What if she lied? Or what if he lied because he wanted certain things?
Yeah. Instances. There are instances.
Yeah, yeah. So marriage is based on faith, and marriage is two imperfect people coming together. And if Christ is not the center of your home, it will break because you're already imperfect. So most of the time, what makes people to divorce is because they forget that there are two imperfect people that come in a relationship. And when someone is imperfect, then you must accept that they will hurt you in the long run, whether you hurting them or they hurting you in the long run. So my belief system, and if we say we follow Christ, we must learn to forgive. So the divorce that we see today is lack of people remembering that they are imperfect.
But to what extent can someone? Is there an extent where
No,
someone can forgive?
no.
Because you hear some people they say, "Ah, he did me so thing," and or she did me so thing, and I can't really forgive. Let's put for instance,
Okay,
some people put it like maybe like you hear some men they say if a woman cheats in marriage, that one is unforgivable,
okay.
and you should do some of this. So, is there an extent? Is there a limit to what either the man or woman can do that would warrant a divorce or something?
Okay, so from the scripture, when Jesus was talking, when they were asked Jesus about divorce, he said on the ground of immorality.
Yes.
So, but then he went forward. He said it is the law that warrants you to divorce your wife, not the will of God. From the beginning, it
So
wasn't so.
yes, yes, yes.
So, remember, there was a time they asked Jesus, how many times can I forgive? And he says,
70 times.
70 times 7 in a day. It's not in a lifetime,
Oh wow.
in a day. So, my question to you, the reason why people record is because their heart is not renewed.
Mm.
Why should you keep the wrong? There's a Chinese proverb that says, right the wrong people do on sand, because when time passed, it will be clean. And write the things people do good on marble, so that the time will not erase it. But you know what we do today? We write the good people do on the sand. The same person you say he cheated, we have to look at causes. I wish that one day we'll sit down and look at the word cheating. Because cheating, when did we start bringing cheating in Africa home? I studied a tribe in South Africa, Sadek. I don't want to mention. So what the man does when he's coming home, he will be singing and whistling from far. And according to the culture, he's signaling the wife, I'm coming home. Whatever you're doing, whoever is there, let me not meet him there.
Wow.
That's the culture. And when the woman also is coming back, she'll be singing. Said, I don't care what you've done throughout. I don't want to come and see someone. So the word cheating is just in 2000, everybody's just using the word cheating. But the question is, what can't we forgive? If Jesus is still forgiving you and I every day, what can't we forgive? My mentor told me, he said, even if you catch your wife, he told me, the very act of adultery, because you're God's son, you have to forgive. Because you're God's son, you have to forgive. The Bible said there's no greater love than this, for a man to lay his life for another. The problem is that nobody is teaching that. To lay your life.
Mm.
Lay your life for your wife. You forgive in advance. Because you know she's going to be imperfect. She's imperfect.
Mm.
This is
Wow.
deep.
That's that's something. Okay, so I would like to ask the question because I'm a bit scared for our next generation. Why? Because the children of the bondwoman, we see that they are intentionally raising their children to take over, not just to survive, but to take over spheres of influence.
Influence.
And we see that on this other side, we are just nonchalant or careless about some of these things. What should a family do at that point? Because we see they even have a school whereby when their children come from the normal school, they go to that school.
It's called indoctrination.
Yes, and we see that we on this other side, we are not even the Sunday school is mostly fading of in churches. If you should tell an average Christian parent or family, let your child come to school after they will say, "Oh no, my child is tired." What do we do?
So you made a very clear statement that the children of the born woman are being trained to take over the spheres of
Yes.
influence. Number one, the church is right now is earth minded and earthly useless.
Wow.
I'm going to make a statement. Earthly minded and earthly useless. Why? Because we're running after money. You see, first of all, they have to define, every normal child must define what are the spheres of influence. Formerly, they used to be seven, now they have added some more: education, religion, finance, marriage. They have
Health. Yeah.
seven of them. It came from the church. The problem is that we are not intentional in our teaching. Everybody said they are called, they want to be on the altar. But a
Yes.
lot of us are called for the marketplace. The
Mm.
church is not ready for the marketplace. What we are seeing right now is people who are trying. There are those who have been in the marketplace. And until we take our place in the marketplace, then we are not going to take this kingdom. The Bible says, until this kingdom become the kingdom of our Lord Jesus
Yes.
Christ. Until this guy. So we must start teaching intentionally through podcasts, through Sunday school, that you are called for an assignment, and your
Yes.
assignment is not pulpit.
Yes.
Your assignment is beyond pulpit. Your assignment is in the banking space. Create an app. Your assignment is in the tech. Your assignment is in
Politics.
government,
Yes.
politics. Your assignment is this. Nigeria, we are about to go into election. Some people have the country's future president for the next 20 years, but we in the church we're praying.
Wow.
I say God will change it. No, I told people, and I want to say it here, the prayer we are praying is not what is needed. We need men and women to stand in the marketplace.
They call it a dirty place.
Okay, where does your light shine most? Will it
Mm,
shine most when everyone light is there? No, it's in the darkest. How do
yeah.
we know that you're a believer? It's when everyone there is doing corruption. But you see someone that's currently I'm not going to mention his name, that's currently a governor, that his light has shone even in the midst of darkness.
Yes, 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 yes.
I'm not going to mention, his light has shone. You point, this is a signature of God.
Yes, it is.
But other people who carry the plaque, who wear the jacket, I go to so or so ministry, they were in higher position, they didn't make a mark.
So are we as families, are we intentionally training our children to do this, or we are just training them to merely survive?
Merely survive. The reason is because you only give what you know.
Mm,
If you are not a person who the spirit is speaking to move from a certain level of advancement to another level, you only give what you have. Most parents don't even understand what are the fears of influence. How many people know what are the fears of who has been taught? Many people don't know.
thereby suppressing the potentials in the children.
What do they say to the children to do? Go to school. How many of you, most of us know that going to school nowadays is not what guarantees success. What guarantees success is the ability to tap into your gift. Your gifting is most important.
Mm, my God.
Your gifting is most. So I would rather tell, I have trained my children to tap into their gifting than their school. Some kids go to school, they don't know what to do. While others are going to school, they already know how to plait hair. So which one will be more surviving?
They come out even more confused.
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time. I really wish more time, but probably by God's will, we really have love to have you next time
We will be
on the
here.
show.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
very much, sir. All right, so that's how much we could take on this episode. We're also going to be talking more on this on the next episode. All right, thank you very much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let this message get out to every other person whom this would be of great benefit. All right, from here, from the studio, we say bye. Thank you very
Bye
much.
bye.